I actually have known Ed since he very first joined SVN. We became very close through our joint shared commitment to support entrepreneurs of color and in support diversity and inclusion, and particularly within SVN. When he first joined, there weren't very many African American members that I can remember. I know there were very few, but he really served as a bridge between SVN community and entrepreneurs of color, and he stepped up and took some stands that were really tremendously important for SVN and important for the world. And I forever honor him for taking that stand and doing that good work. And I think that SVN is a group of pioneers, and I feel that Ed is a pioneer within a group of pioneers. And today's SVN has a tremendous amount to do with the work that Ed has done.
I was actually totally blown away by this honor. You know, when Deb first called me and said that it was going to happen, you know, I just couldn't believe it, because there are so many people sort of in this organization that are deserving of service awards. For me, SVN is really all about the network, and because it's all about the network, it's all about people in the network. And so I want to talk a little bit about how through people they have impacted me. And I've selected 4 people to talk about because I think that once I talk to you about them, you'll know what SVN has really meant to me. First of all, Josh, mailman, Laurie Hamill, Tina Shabaka, and Deb Nelson. Okay. I'm going to try to get through this without breaking my voice or whatever the case may be. But in any event, when I think about Josh called me out of the clear blue. He never heard of SVN, never heard of Josh Mailman, but was intrigued by the idea that he was inviting me to a conference that had to deal with socially responsible people in business. And I could go into a story all about that, but the most important piece of that is that Josh was a bridger. Josh reached out to me from an organization that we describe as in our strategic plan as a bonding organization, where people are just like them or him. And he reached across in a way that invited me to be a part of a process, really, that brought people not like him, a bridger, not like him, into the organization. So I think of Josh as being the original bridger for the organization. And I have taken my lead from him over the years, and I've tried to bridge back and forth. But if Josh were here today, what I'd say to him is thank you for being that initial bridge for me. And thank you for being such a powerful role model for me as well. And I should add, thank you for being an investor in my company as well. Laurie. Now, Laurie is my alter ego. On the surface, you would think that Laurie and I have almost nothing in common. On the surface, we're total opposites. But I have to tell you that my love for this man is such that we have almost everything in common. Laurie has a heart of gold. He is one of the most wise and thoughtful people that I know. If I had to go and talk about all the things he's done and given to other people, either through SVN or in the community of Boston, we'd be all night. Tina Shabaka. Tina would ask me to do a bunch of stuff, and I'd always say yes. But the real point is that every time she did it, I found that I benefited greatly from that ask. As a process of working closely with Tina, I was brought back in as a kind of a senior person to a board retreat. Tina then suggested that I facilitate the board on a number of issues around diversity. I did that. Then Tina hired me to do the strategic planning for SVN, and that was an incredible experience. Deb Nelson. Deb has been my guardian angel. She has watched over me at SVN. She has pushed me, she has promoted me, she's put me forth as a model for SVN. And more recently, through her recommendation, I was a part, I guess almost 2 years ago, of the Obama Transition Committee making recommendations that resulted in the formation of the National Institute for a Sustainable Economy, which is now been translated into a business that is our current business. And Crystal Johnson is my managing director here. And what the Institute is all about is really finding ways to take what amounts to intractable problems that are often dealt with in the public sector and translate them into business models that make sense and can be profitable in the private sector. And the model that the initial, if you will, pilot that we have developed into a business is one that focuses on environmental services, but more particularly energy efficiency in residential homes. And we've come up with a new business model that earned us a grant from the Clean Energy Center of Massachusetts for innovative new business model in the area of energy efficiency in residential homes, of which we're very proud. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank you for this award, and I want to thank you for the privilege of representing you. Thank you.